Hey y'all,
this is Dee.
And this is Shelby.
And we're from Bitch Please. Welcome back to another episode. Woo. This is our episode 25.
Is it 25?
It is 25.
Oh my god.
I know.
Yes.
I know. Mm-hmm. Yep, this is 25.
Yes.
So, yay for us.
Yay for us.
Yay for us. So, before we get started today, Shelbs, how are your screws? Yeah.
They're not bad. They're not bad, actually. They've been pretty good all day. It's just, I hate the heat. It makes me overstimulated very fast because, like, I'm sweating and I'm hot. And then I feel gross, but I'm also trying to look cute. But then I feel gross on top of it. So, other than that, I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I've been chill.
No, I get it.
It could be worse.
I mean, always could be worse.
What about you? How are your screws?
My screws are not the best today. They've been off for the last couple of days. I'm having a flare, which is very painful and very uncomfortable and something that I haven't experienced in a long time. So it's just kind of getting back to the like, oh shit, this is what this feels like. Oh shit, this is what I got to do to make sure I don't leak on anything. Like that whole thing, which is messing with me a little bit mentally because, you know, I've been trying not to break down all day. Yeah. But, you know, it happens. Yeah. I'm doing what I can.
No, I know.
So,
I'm sorry.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. But you're here. But look at you. Looking good.
Thanks, girl.
Look at you.
Being versus not being somebody's type.
Yes.
And what we mean by that is having conversations with somebody that you're maybe dating or talking to, and they're giving you the people that they've dated and like their looks or what they go for, and you're not their type.
What? First of all, can we just talk, like, I have never asked. I don't ask.
Oh, I don't ever ask.
I don't ask. It's just given to me at their own free will.
Yeah. And
they're just like, I'm just going to tell you what my type is. And then they describe a person the exact opposite of what I look like.
You're like, what?
I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, why are you with me?
And then you just sit there like,
yeah.
Well.
Like, so... a guy that I'm dating currently, he just like kind of randomly, like we were like the conversation kind of rolled into it, and he started describing the type of woman he liked, and he was like, I like short women with a fat ass, and I'm like, I am definitely 5'6", taller than the average woman, and I do not have a fat ass. I got little cupcakes. They're very cute, but I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why the fuck are you with me?
Girl, I feel like that a lot because I'm like, especially like a few years ago, like the conversation with people, because I was hitting those dating apps real hard a few years ago. And I would meet these people and they'd be like, well, what's your type? And I'm like, well, I don't really have a type. Like, I'm kind of looking, and then you look at my track record, I probably do have a little bit of a type. But my number one type only is that I love chocolate people. Yeah. I love chocolatey people. Yes. I just love them. Yeah. I love them. I love them. Love them. Yeah. But he was telling me his type, and he's like, yeah, most of the girls I date are like 5'5" and under. They're like really skinny, real petite. And I'm like, well, I'm a good 5'8", 5'9".
Why are we here?
Yeah, I'm a thick thing. So yeah, obviously it didn't work out. Yeah, I was like, why would you even? You saw my stuff on the app, like, you know, an idea of what I look like. Yeah, like, you know, so
it's just wild to me, and the way it just comes off, like you just randomly ask. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not out here being like, well, I like men who are, you know, 6'3", 6'4", and fucking buff. Like, I mean, that is literally my type. Like, if I'm looking, I'm like, that's usually what I'm looking for, is tall, very beefy men, right? That's not always who I'm dating. Yeah. But I think the worst is when you actually say something and then you're like, but that's not what I look like at all. And they're like, but you have a great personality.
Right. And I'm like, I'm cute though. I am still cute. I'm like, good personality at all.
What?
Did you just call me ugly?
Yeah. I'm like, are you dating me because my personality? To like, I know my personality is gold as fuck, but like also,
yeah. No,
I'm a bad bitch.
It's like a little bit of a sting, a little bit. Yeah. Where you're just like,
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, you ain't that great yourself, right? Bro. Like,
you're not getting offended. Like, no, we both not nobody's type. How about that?
Now we both ugly. Yeah. Like, what? I don't know. I just think it's so fucking rude. Like, stop saying that. Stop describing what your type is, especially if what you're describing is not that person. Like, it is Insulting.
A little bit insulting.
It's
I agree.
insulting
because you're going out with hopes that you're gonna find like a person that you're gonna be with or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they tell you that you're not their type at all, and you're just like, are you trying things? Are we experimenting?
Is this
like
an experiment?
what are we doing? Am I experiment number 459?
Uh-huh.
Like what's happening?
But also in my head, I'm like, are you gonna love me out loud?
Right.
Or are you gonna hide me?
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna love me out loud, or are you gonna hide me because I'm not your type?
Right.
You know, and like because you just think I have a good personality,
right?
Which I do, but also like
say that,
but also like what?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that because it always blows my mind when I hear it because I'm just like, and I don't think I've had a time where it's worked out where somebody said like my type is exactly like I am. I have never been anybody's type, which has been like interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, is this because this is the person that you want to date and these are the people that I've come up to and you're more of a like, this is who's here type of thing? Or you really just just experimenting on some shit?
I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird...
I don't want to be your experiment.
Yeah. I don't want to be experiment number 459.
I do not want to be an experiment. I'm not short. And you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm not short in any way. It's like, why would you describe that? But also, can we talk about the fact that like men's obsession with small women?
It's interesting.
It's weird, bro.
It is.
It's weird. It's like you want a Polly Pocket to fuck. And it's like,
you know what? I feel like the same way that guys have that... Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I feel like that guys that have that same idea of like, I like a small, petite type of woman is the same thought when women are like, I want a 6'5" guy. And they're like 5'2". Yeah. Like, it's the same weird shit. Mm-hmm. Like... Yeah. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking weird. It's weird. I mean, I have been with like people of all sorts of shapes and sizes. Like, I don't actually think I have a type because I don't know. I like looking at pretty people, you know what I mean? But I also like the people I've dated. I don't have a type. You've seen my ex-husband? Yeah. Way not in, like, out of my league. Like,
you were out of his league.
Yeah. Is that how you say it? Did I say it wrong?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Because he was not out of your league. Yeah. He was not. You should have been grateful. Blessed.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Reversed. I was way prettier than him. But I'm just like, you know, I am a person that goes for heart. I'm a person that goes for like drive. I'm a person that goes for, you know, love and safety and those things. I'm not somebody that's out here that's like, you know, you have to look this way in order for me to be with you. Also, like, I do, like, if I could be with somebody who's, you know, tall and, you know, muscular, I'm gonna take it. But, or like, you know, a thick woman, I'm gonna take it. But like, also, I don't give a fuck. Like, body type is not like a whole thing for me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
It's just about the person for me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just find it fucking insulting.
It is a little bit insulting. Yeah. Absolutely a little insulting.
I don't know. But yeah, so that kind of brings us into like our next segment, going from, which I know you don't really have experience in.
Have none.
But going from being a wife to out in the dating world and then actually becoming a girlfriend to somebody is weird, bro. Like, I had to learn I have been in wife mode for the last like 10 years of my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then when I got out of my relationship with my ex-husband and I you know, was already in the situationship that I was in, I was still in wife mode. Right. I was still doing wife shit without being a wife. Yeah. Because I didn't know how to like back off and not do that. So like, to change your mindset up when you meet a new person and you start getting serious about the new person and all of that, it's like, it's just crazy to go from being a wife to a fucking girlfriend. Yeah. I have to like relearn how to be different.
Yeah. It's interesting because my so someone I know went through a divorce and they were also trying to figure out how to date, and they said too, they were like, I'm used to being a husband, like I don't know how to be anything other than a husband, and that's what I like to be. Yeah. So being like a boyfriend to somebody it was weird for him because he was like, that's not it's not where I've lived. That's not where I reside. He was married for a really long time. So like, he was just like, I don't know how to be anything other. And it was so interesting because when he said that to me, I was like, that's an interesting thought process. And I kind of left it there because I didn't think nothing of it. I don't have anything to reference it to. Yeah. Because that's never been my situation. Yeah. But then hearing you talk about it, and I was like, that is really interesting, because you have to completely, like, I don't want to say rewire, because you could like thought process and to try to turn that off, because I've never actually thought about it before. And so when we were talking about it, it made me start thinking the opposite direction of like going from girlfriend to wife, and like what your mind and thought process might be on that. But it was just it's an interesting topic, because it's like, you know. So when you say like doing wife things outside versus doing like girlfriend things, what do you consider like wifely things? What do you consider like girlfriend things?
So girlfriend things, okay, I'm just going to start with the wife things. Like the wife things are like asking about finances, asking about these things, which I think are important questions that you can have further along in your relationship with a person. But when you start to being like, well, where's your money going? What is it doing here? What, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's wife shit. You know what I'm saying? At least to me. Other people can disagree, but at least to me, that's wife shit. Like, when you are boyfriend and girlfriend, until y'all live together, you're separate. You do your thing with your shit. I do my thing with my shit. That's the way I look at it when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Because you're not quite there. You're not quite at that point in a relationship where you're starting to discuss how to split finances, how to do these things, right? I'm not used to that. I'm used to being like, hey, husband, where's our money going? Hey, husband. Hey, you know, what are we saving for now? Hey, what does the retirement look like? Hey, what does this look like? You know what I'm saying? Which are all very important conversations to have, especially like, you know, even before you end up getting married. But it's like, I'm used to those conversations. Mm-hmm. I'm used to reacting like that. I'm used to being like, all right, well, I'm going to do the dishes today. You do the dishes tomorrow. All right, I'm going to do the, you know, it's just like, I'm used to that. Mm-hmm. I'm not used to the whole, like, starting from jump, you know, and being like, you know, I hear you got, you know, you're telling me about your problems or whatever, and you some money issues, and I don't see anything unless I'm asked for my opinion. That's not how it was when I was married. I'd be like, where's the money going? What we doing? How are we going to fix this? Do I need to get another job? You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference between, for me, being a girlfriend and a wife. Like, I do wifey shit without being a wife, and I'm realizing that. And it's like, you're not there. I don't want to rush a relationship to go and jump into being a wife. I'm just accustomed to being a fucking wife. Right. You know? So it's just like, I don't know. It's wild to have to, like, I feel like going from girlfriend to wife is easier because y'all are already building to that. Going from being a wife and have been a wife for a while to reverting back to not being nosy as fuck and asking questions, like, you know, it's just different. It's different. I actually liked being a wife. I liked it, kind of. I mean, you know, I think with a better partner it would have been different. But
I think that's a good conversation though to have, because it's like, you kind of brought up a point about finances and things like that. And like, if you are a girlfriend to somebody, I mean, this is going to sound really weird, but just roll with me. Yeah. If you're dating somebody and maybe you're not sure where your plan is with that person, or it doesn't seem like they're sure about you, and that maybe you're not asking about finances. If y'all are talking about building together and y'all are talking about like having a life together, then it makes sense that Sorry. That's not. Continue. I love it. If you're talking about that, then it would make sense to talk about finances and more things that are more permanent, that involve the us rather than the two people individually. Yeah. And so I think it is cool to have those conversations even before being a wife, if that's where you're headed with that person.
Exactly, though. Yeah. But again, you are heading in that direction of wife. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if you don't get married, you're heading into that direction. Right. And I use wife as like a general term. I'm not saying like a forever partner. Exactly. Gotcha. Exactly. So it's just like you become a girlfriend, and I don't know how to be in the girlfriend world. Yeah. You know, I just don't. I don't either. I don't know how to do that shit. I'm nosy. I want to know. If you tell me about your problems, I'll be like, all right, well, let's figure it out together. Like, but that's just what I'm accustomed to.
No, I mean, it makes sense. You were a wife for a very long time.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's what you're accustomed to.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with the girl.
But
it is an interesting thought process on how to rewire your mind back.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It's fucking difficult. So anybody else who's been through a divorce, was married, or, has lost their spouse or anything like that, like, what is it like for you out in the dating world and going back from being a wife or a husband to just a boyfriend or a girlfriend? You know what I mean? Like,
or just being single,
or just being single again.
To, like, date.
Well, see, that was different, because I shut everything off. Girlfriend, wife, everything was shut off. I was like, I don't care about your finances. I don't care about anything, because I'm not out here looking for anything. So when I was out dating, I was only looking to get laid, to be very real. I was not looking for anything more than that. I happened to find more than that, but I was not looking for anything more than that. But it's also like, I didn't have that turned on at all. So I didn't give a fuck about what was going on in your life. I didn't care about what was happening. Oh, you having finance issues, I'm sorry. Like, that sucks. Good luck to you. Like, right. I wasn't out there. So it was different. It was almost like I built this wall around giving a fuck about people.
Okay.
So that I didn't do the wifey shit.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm not about to pour my all into another person who's not going to also pour back into me.
Which is smart. Giving love and all the things with nothing in return.
Nothing in return.
Nothing in return.
I'm not doing that again, because I did that a lot for a long time in my marriage, and then the situationship was a hell of a lot worse. So it was like, I was actually being taken from, so it's just, I don't know. I promised myself I would never do it again. I'm never going to pour into another person if I'm not going to receive the same. And the moment I stop receiving the same, I'm not doing it. Like, it's not happening anymore for me. Like, I wasted too much of my life already.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And
also bullshit people.
Well, that. And as we've mentioned in past episodes, life is too short.
Hell yeah.
If I'm going to be miserable, I'm going to be miserable by myself.
Facts. By myself with some pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza. So what does it look like to you, D-Dot?
To be a girl's girl?
Yeah, can I say that? Can I say D-Dot?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. What is it like for you, D-Dot, to be a girl's girl? What does
that
look like?
For me, to be a girl's girl is probably going to be a little bit contradictory.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
So for me, being a girl's girl is just to be all about girls and us and our things and in every aspect, trans, everybody.
Yeah.
But in part, and I'm going to be hype about what you're doing. I'm going to be excited about what you're doing. I'm going to support, because I want to support. The other part of being a girl's girl to me is calling out other women on their bullshit.
Hell yes.
And so, like, if somebody...
That's not controversial, bitch.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, great.
That's literally my answer.
Because some people be like, oh no, they can do no wrong, and I'm like, no, absolutely the fuck not. No. They're absolutely wrong in this situation. Like, someone needs to tell them that they're wrong.
Yeah.
So, but also, like, calling them out, because if I'm your girl, if I'm like really down for you, you should know well enough. We should have the comfortability to be like, hey, bitch,
yeah,
you're tripping right now,
yeah,
or hey, this is probably not the best mood, or hey, girl, you're looking a little wild out here,
yeah,
while still being a girl's girl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm still supporting you as you and your womanhood and you and all the things you're doing, but also being like, hey, girl, you're wrong.
Yes,
in this
absolutely.
situation. And I feel like that is in culmination of being like a girl's girl. Like, you can be out here for the ratchet shit. You can be out here for all the crazy, wild adventures and new ventures and business things that you want to do. But when it comes down to like how they're being as a person, if you can come to them correct, and let them know like, hey, maybe you're not doing this, in the best of ways, that's still being a girl's girl, because you're trying to still help that woman grow and bloom and be a better person. So that's what it looks like for me. Yeah. What does it look like for you?
Literally the exact fucking same, bro. Because I was like, oh, she gonna say some controversial shit. I was like, I bet it's the same shit that I'm gonna say. Yeah. Literally the exact same, because like I'm all for supporting womanhood, and especially if you my main bitch, like this one right here, I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be down, you know what I mean? Like, for whatever you're doing, you want to go out, you want to be wild, you want to go fuck the world, cool, support you, be safe, love you, babe, send me your location, you know what I mean? That part. But also, if you doing some wild shit, I'll be like, yo, you doing some wild shit right now. Like, you need to get your shit together. Like, but I feel like that's also being supportive.
See, and I think that, so I guess in that sense, I don't know if it really is controversial because it is just being supportive.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I think is, I feel like that part is just also being supportive and being real.
Yeah.
I'm not about to sit here and be like, I'm a whole cheerleader. Like, all my friends know I will cheer you on to the ends of the earth for whatever you want to do. But when I see that you are doing some fucked up shit that can harm you, like more you than anybody else, I'm be like, hey,
yeah, no,
what you doing ain't right.
Yeah, and I mean that in every sense. Like, if you got a whole man that you're out here cheating on, I'm gonna be like, hey, girl,
maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I know you're out here having your fun and I love that for you, but girl, like,
but also
if you gonna really fuck him over, like, leave his ass alone.
Exactly.
Like, please end it.
Yeah.
Or the opposite. If I know that they're getting cheated on.
Exactly.
Which I've had situations where I've been trying to be like, okay, I'm not gonna let my girl go out here like that.
Yeah.
And I would be like, hey girl, just want to let you know this is what's going on with your man. And it did not go well.
Yeah.
It was the complete opposite of what I expected. Instead of being like, hey girl, I really appreciate it. It was like, how dare you? Blah, 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 blah. He would never. Da, 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 da. And I was just like, all right. So I just let it go.
Yeah.
And they kept being in the situation that they were in, but they were constantly upset about what was going on. And I was just like, I tried to tell you.
I know. And it's like, the thing is, it's like, I've had situations like that with women too, where I'm like, hey girl, like, your whole man is cheating on you. Like, your whole girl is cheating on you. Like, I've had several people and they did not take it well.
Yeah.
But you know what? At the end of the day, because now I've had friends come back to me saying, thank you so much for telling me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for telling me. Nobody else was going to speak up.
Yeah.
Nobody else said anything else. And even though at the time I didn't respond, you know, appropriately and like grateful, like, you know,
yeah,
I appreciate it today because I got out of that situation, I think, a lot sooner than what I thought I would, which is like a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But also they were mad.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm going to be here to hurt your feelings if I feel like something's going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I feel like it's only right. Like, if we're really good people, like, with one another, we should be able to be like, hey, this is what's going on. And I get it. People get in their feelings, especially if they're invested with, like, the person that they're with or whatever. Yeah. So they're going to feel some type of way, which I get.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I'm not coming at you at a place of malice. This is not me trying to do anything to harm you. I'm really trying to help you out because I want to support and see you grow.
Exactly.
It just all goes back to that. Like, I just want to support and see you grow. And if you're out here in a situation that's maybe not going to help you, I want to let you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, and I think that's all part of being a girl's girl. Like, you know, like you said, I'm going to support, going to do all that, but like, I'm also going to call you out on your shit.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do, though, with random girls I don't know, I just be loving to compliment them. If they look so cute, I love just being like, hey girl, you look super cute today or whatever.
Hell yeah.
And I remember one time I was out and I had walked up to this girl. I was with this guy and I walked up to this girl and I was like, you look so cute. She's like, oh my God, thank you. You do too. And I was like, thanks, girl. We had a little and then we left and he was like, that's really dope. And I was like, what's really dope?
Yeah.
He's like, you just walked up to that girl and complimented her. And I was just like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, but like, why is that dope?
Yeah.
He's like, well, you don't see women do that these days. You know, there's a lot of women that feel like, you know, insecure about it or da-da-da. And I was like, I can appreciate a person that's looking good.
Exactly.
Like, that takes nothing away from me to compliment them.
Exactly.
You know, and I don't know what type of day they might have had. That might have just changed the whole trajectory of their night.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it could have.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. That's one of the things I like to do.
Yeah, no, I love doing that shit. I was driving the other day, and when I say the other day, I mean a few months ago. But I rolled down the window because there was this woman who was jogging, and she had the most beautiful curly hair I'd ever seen in my whole life. And I was like, I think she had her headphones on, so I'm screaming, hey girl, and she's like, stops, and she looked at me like I'm wild, which obviously,
she's probably like,
sure,
oh my
100%, God, 100%. I was like, I'm so sorry, I just wanted to say you have beautiful hair, like your hair looks amazing. She was sweaty, and she was like, thank you so much, I just got it done. Like, we had a whole little chat at the red light.
Yeah.
So, but I just like to, you know, like, I don't know.
She probably ran another 5K with that compliment.
I love that for her. I hope
she's probably like, you know what? 3 more miles.
I just think, I feel like, and I like complimenting men too. I get a little nervous about complimenting men. The only thing is because I'm just trying to give you a compliment. I don't want your number. I'm not trying to fuck you. I don't want to be your girl. I don't want none of that. I just want to tell you I like your hat and I think it looks good on your head. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really compliment men as often as I'd like because I get nervous about the reaction to it. plus other women if they got a girl around or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's also just as equally important. I agree. Men need to hear these compliments because
they don't hear them enough.
They do not hear them enough.
They don't need all the compliments. And I'm here to give it to. But you know what's so weird? And I think we may have talked about this before.
I think we did
on the last podcast where the guy that like I would compliment him. He got so weirded out that I was complimenting him. He's like, you compliment me too much.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. Well, you're homely, you're broke, you're ugly.
Right? Like, it's just so weird. Like, the guy I'm currently seeing, I compliment him, like, because I just like the way he look good.
Yeah.
So I just tell him he look good. Yeah. And he's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, why do you say that? Yeah. Yes, you are. Yeah. Like, you are so handsome. Like, your facial features are just very beautiful to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just like, it feels like men don't hear the compliments enough.
Don't.
And I know for a fact we've talked about this before.
We have.
But y'all men need to have more compliments. Yeah. You're beautiful. And I love to call men. I love calling men beautiful.
I do too. It is one of my, if they're truly beautiful.
If they are truly beautiful.
I will definitely tell a man he's beautiful in a second.
Yeah.
And especially if they're like good people.
Yes.
I'm just like, you could just see the good vibes and the good aura all within, and you're like, you're a beautiful person.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Yep.
But I know guys sometimes can get
weird
about it. Like, y'all are beautiful too.
Y'all are beautiful.
Beautiful is not gender exclusive.
A lot. Not all of you. Let's rephrase that.
Yeah, some of y'all are shitty ass.
Some of y'all are just real trash.
Ashamed.
Ashamed.
And that goes for, that's also not genderless.
Yeah, that's not genderless. That's also women too. Be ashamed for those that need to be ashamed. Yeah. But I don't know. I think men need to get more compliments too. But I do be trying to give out compliments to people, you know? If like, you know, I see somebody at work and they got a haircut, I'm like, oh my God, your haircut looks so good. Yeah. You know, even, you know, most of the time it does.
Yeah, no, most of the time it does.
So I'm just like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, girl.
Yeah.
I'm with you 1,000%.
Like one of our coworkers, whenever we compliment him, I know his whole day is like changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
He's like, yeah, I just got a little haircut. It looks nice. He's like, really? Like, yeah. And his whole little swag change.
He's like, yeah, I got a haircut. I love it. It's the cutest thing in the world.
Same with one of the doctors. Same thing with him.
I know.
A little compliment. He's like, thanks.
Yeah. Get a little pep in your step.
Yeah, it's cute. It is really cute.
I'd say even with my dad, I'll be like, oh, Papi, you got your haircut. Like, it looks really good. And he'd be like, yeah, I got it the other day. And like, they do the whole thing with your hand. And I'm like, I love you. You're so beautiful.
Not me. I clown my dad all the time. It's love.
You clown him?
I do, because he clowns me back. So we just clown him. I mean, he does. He'll send me pictures. I'm like, look at you. You look so cute.
Yeah.
And other times I'm like, look at you, old man.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I be clowning my dad all the time.
We're a clowning ass family.
Hell yeah.
So
that's my love language.
Yeah. So
yeah, but I'm also sensitive. So
no, same. I will cry in a second.
I will cry. If it really hits home, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, same.
But anyways, so moving on from like the whole girl thing. Can we kind of segment into when people mispronounce our name or misspell our name, and like even though you've corrected them several times, they still fucking do it?
First of all, I'm gonna tell y'all what grinds my gears, okay? What grinds my gears is me sending an email which has my email address, which is my name. Mm-hmm. It has my sign-off signature, which also is my name. And depending on what's going on in the email, it may also have my name. Mm-hmm. And it all spelled how I spell it. And you send me an email back with my name spelled incorrectly. That shit pisses me off. Because my name's right there. Like, you chose to ignore it. You chose to ignore it from the email address. You chose to ignore it from the sign-off signature. You just chose to ignore it, and you decided to still spell my name incorrectly. That pisses me off.
That fucking irks me.
It makes me so mad. And then it also makes me mad when people mispronounce my name. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make me, like, super rampage mad, but, like, if I tell you how my name's pronounced and you just choose to say it your own way, and I'm just like...
Yeah, Deidre.
Okay, look, my family members still don't call me my right name. Some of my family members do, but some of my family members still don't pronounce my name right, and they've known me my entire life.
Girl, listen, it's wild, because like a lot of my family members, their first language is not English. Yeah. And my name is very white. Yeah. It's a very white name. Yeah. So they can't pronounce Shelby. They say Chelby. Or Chelwy, because they don't know how to fucking pronounce it.
But that makes sense because English is not their first language.
Yes.
They ain't got no reason to not be saying my name correctly.
They have no reason to not say your name incorrectly. That shit annoys me because I'm just like, and then I actually really appreciate when people are like, how do you spell your name? Because I don't spell it Shelby, which is like usually the normal traditional spelling. My mom was like, let's be fancy and put an IE on it and make everybody confused. So people never spell my name right, or I get called Shelly, or I get called Chelsea, which I fucking hate that name due to a girl that I used to work with. But anyways, we'll keep it moving. That's a whole story for another day. But it's annoying because it's like, especially if I've corrected you. Yeah. I've corrected you now. So now you're just blatantly ignoring what the fuck I'm saying to you.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that because it makes me mad, especially if I tell you how to pronounce it and you just choose to do it your own way. Exactly. The thing that always confuses me though, when people I know my name is not spelled how I guess most Deidres spell their name. There's a lot of Deidres that do spell their name this way, but there's also a lot that don't. Yeah. So I get the spelling right. I get the spelling part. You could mess that up, fine. Yeah. But if I say my name is Deidre and you say Deborah, and I'm like, Deborah, where did you get?
Where did you get that?
I'm like, I remember I was out in Ohio one time and this guy was like, what's your name? And I was like, Deidre. And he was like, what is that short for?
Deidre.
I was like, short for? It's a full name. It's that's the beginning and the end. Like, that is all I got. That's all the name I got. Like, I was like, that's it. He was like, what do you mean? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I don't understand. But it always throws me off because I've been called Deborah. I've been called Deirdre, Deirdre, Deetra.
Oh, I've heard that a couple times.
And I'm like, how do we get there?
Deidra. Yeah. Deidre. I just don't understand why people can't.
I don't know. It happens all the time.
Or you know what? Just call her D.
Just call me D. If it's
that hard.
I'll be honest, and I think one of the reasons why it makes me mad sometimes, and this, I feel like everything I talk about goes back to me being black. So I'm always like, you don't pronounce my motherfucking name right. Like, it's not even hard, but
it's not.
You know, I feel like I want you to pronounce my name correctly because you can pronounce everybody else's name correctly. That's got crazy tons of syllables. You can pronounce a 2-syllable name. And so that's something I'm conscious of. I'm terrible with names. Yeah. I'm terrible at remembering them.
Same.
So I have to ask people multiple times, like, what is your name? And then I specifically ask, how do you pronounce your name? Yeah. Because one of our doctors who used to work with us, when she first started working there, I was like, actually, one that works with us now, I asked her, how do you pronounce your name? Yeah. And she was like, you can just call me my first name. I said, no. How do you pronounce your name? Because I want to pronounce your name correctly. Yeah. So how do you pronounce it? And she was like, oh, this is how it's pronounced. I said, okay, cool. Yeah. And because I feel like a lot of times with being black and white spaces, people will fuck up your name. Hell yeah. On purpose. I've been called people that don't even work at our office. Yeah. Have never worked at our office because I think it was one black lady that they met one time in 1954. Yep. Whatever, you know, but it's just that I think that's what it is for me, because I'm just like, you can pronounce everybody else's name, you're going to pronounce mine correctly. Yeah. 100%. You're just going to. 100%. I don't ever think people are pronouncing it incorrectly out of malice. I'm not like one of those.
No, it's out of ignorance though. Yeah. It's out of ignorance is what it is.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it's a pronunciation thing because you might know something that is close to that name. Like, I remember I got called so many different names, partly because apparently there was a character in some anime that had the same name, but they pronounced it differently. Oh, okay. So their mind automatically went to the anime character. So they were calling me that. And I was like, that's not my name though. Yeah. So
now correct it.
Not, yeah. So correct it. And I got petty one day because I was sending emails back and forth to one of the doctor's offices and she kept spelling my name incorrectly. And so I kindly put my name in big letters at the top. And I was like, it's pronounced like this. I mean, it's spelled like this. And then here's the rest of the answers to your questions. And she still spelled my name wrong the next email. Bitch. I was like, you know, if you wasn't far away.
Bitch. Now that's just blatant disrespect.
Yeah.
That's just blatant disrespect.
That shit makes me mad.
It's annoying.
So that's what grinds my gears for the day.
Hell yeah. No, that shit is irritating. I mean, it's just like, take the time, take a second to like figure out how to pronounce somebody's name. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I do that. I don't understand why other people can't.
And I just feel like, because that's the thing with people when you get their name and you're like, but how do you say it? Because if I just say it the way that I think it's going to be said, it's probably going to be wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. Yeah. And I want you to make sure you pronounce my name correctly. I did have one time where I felt so bad because I could not figure out how to say this girl's name. And I was like, can I call you this for short? And she was like, no. This is my name. And I was like, you know what, sis? Fair. Because absolutely, I should be able to pronounce your name correctly. And I was like, I get it.
I'll go home and practice.
Yeah, I will practice it. Because I was like, yeah, girl, you right.
Yeah.
The nerve of me.
Girl.
You right.
But the thing is, too, is like, I don't know. It's just putting forth the effort. But I also forget people's names.
I'm really bad with names.
Terrible at actors' names, song names, artists, like people's names on the regular.
Yeah.
I will meet somebody. I don't know if I have some sort of ADHD or something just not right in my brain, but I'll be having a conversation with a person. Somebody will tell me their name. Immediately, within 2 seconds, it's gone.
It's like they say it, and as soon as they start to say their name, my ears turn off.
Yeah.
And it's like,
what did you say? You have to squint a little bit, maybe tilt your head to the side and be like, one more time. And
it's like something turns off. My ears are like, no, you don't want to hear it. And I'm like, no, but I do.
I want to know your name.
Something for me, I think the reason why I did it for a long time, and I still do it a little bit, I need to kind of get out of it because past is past.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I didn't really hold on to people's names like that, and it wasn't on purpose, but I moved so much that I was like, I won't probably see you again. And if I'm around you in another year or two, I won't see you again. Yeah. So I just would forget. Yeah. I would forget. Now it's becoming a little bit harder because I'm here. I'm not moving around like I used to. So I'm trying to be more conscious of trying to get people's names down correctly.
Yeah.
But the thing also with this new day and age that I notice, I know a lot of people by social media names.
Yep.
And that's difficult.
That is difficult.
Because I'd be like, I don't know what this person's real name is.
Yeah. Yeah, or by their DJ name.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yes. Yeah. That's tough.
It's tricky.
It is tricky. So for a while I was trying to be like, I read somewhere, or maybe it was a reel or whatever the fuck. I know I heard it somewhere. But it was like, if you have a hard time remembering people's names, say their name in a sentence immediately right after you hear it.
Yeah.
My thing is again, as soon as I hear it, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And even if I do remember it and I repeat it, a couple hours later, it's going to be gone. Like, my brain is like, nah, we can't hold all these memories, girl. You got a lot in here.
Something's going to have to shake, and it's going to be these names.
It's going to be these names. Like, you're not going to be able to know.
Girl, when we went out, what was that? Was it a Saturday? One Saturday? We met a lot of people that night.
Yeah, we did.
I remember,
I don't remember anyone's name.
Yeah, I was trying to be. I don't remember anybody's name either, and I feel bad. I just don't remember.
Amazing people, beautiful people,
had a wonderful time. Don't remember their names.
Do not remember their names.
I am not good with names. I am so sorry. If I meet you again, I'm gonna get it.
But you know what I do? I'll be like, hey girl,
love that.
Hey man, hey you, how you doing, bro?
Hey man, hey girl,
hey bud. And usually what I do is I lean into D and I'm like, what's his name?
And I'd be like, I don't know. And then we'd be both like.
She's like, his Instagram name is
right. Their Instagram is. Call that. I don't know.
I don't, girl. It's a mess.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
It can be.
And
I
feel so shitty about it sometimes. Like, I feel so shitty because some people are really good at remembering my name, and I'm like,
it gives me a little nice feeling when somebody calls me by name, and I'd be like,
you remember me. Yeah.
And then I turn around and give them none of that respect.
None of it.
And I'd be like, what's your name again?
What happened?
That's bad.
Yeah. Gotta work on that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the old age.
I don't know. I've had this issue for a long time.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of an excuse to feel better about myself.
I ain't got none. I feel bad. I'm like, I hate when people, and then I don't even remember their name.
Facts.
At least they're getting it close. They're like, your name is
At least they're trying. We can't even remember that shit. Shame on us.
I know.
Shame on us.
A mess. But we're doing what we can.
Yeah.
So.
Which is sometimes not that much, but.
It is our best for that day.
It is our best for that day. I love that.
It is.
It is the best.
I gave all I had today.
Yeah.
It was 10%.
Yeah.
I gave it.
Girl. Listen. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to say? I want pizza, bro. That's all I keep thinking about.
I know. Same.
All right, cool.
All right, thanks guys for tuning in to another episode. Yay. We're hoping to have a guest next week for our episode.
Yay!
And so that will be nice. Mm-hmm. We'll have a couple more guests the rest of this month. It's June as well. We have some new things that we're working on, which Shelby's mentioned before.
Yes.
Not me almost calling you Shelly.
Bitch!
You said Shelly and it was in my head and I was like, wait,
I would have literally side-eyed you so hard and been like, this bitch is really trying me right now.
I was so sorry. I was like, why is that in my head? Girl, I don't know why that was in my head, but it was in my head.
Please don't fucking call me Shelly. No. I hate that name.
But yeah, follow us on YouTube, TikTok. We're now on Twitter as well.
Yay, we're on Twitter.
Bitch, please. It's bitch, please, like PLS_. That is our Twitter handle. You can find us on there. We have some other stuff that'll be rolling out as well. So please tune in, look for that stuff. Check our socials. Share, like, subscribe, all of the good things.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, do you have anything?
No, not really. I mean, stay tuned for the month of July. We are going to start rolling out, hopefully, we are going to start going live. So that's going to be super exciting. We're still in the works on that and the process of that right now, but we are definitely going to start going live in the month of July. We're still going to have our regular episode, but if you want to see the raw, unedited version, which we cut out a lot because... well, like I said before, we don't want to be canceled. So we'll see how this live goes. But
I think we're going to be mindful of it. So we're not going to be as outrageous.
I'm going to try.
I'm going to try.
I can't handle my facial expressions, and sometimes Deidre has to cut that out. So we're going to do our best. But we're super excited. That's going to be rolling out in July. And we're going to be doing that on a different day. But our regular episode is still going to come out every Tuesday.
Yep.
It's just going to be the edited version. And yeah, it'll be a good time.
It will be a good time. So tune in for everything, guys.
Yes.
Check it out. If you do want to see the unedited stuff, like Shelby said, keep a lookout for that stuff. And we will see you guys next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.